ask questions.
Okay. Here in the Mimer, but before we get into chapter 4, let's learn two footnotes 31 and 34 on chapter 3. So, in chapter 3, we spoke about the war of the Greeks, the Jews, during Chanukah. We said that it's a spiritual war, and we're explaining it now in Avodas Adam and what it means in practical terms for us. That the idea was that the Greeks sought to take us away. That the problem they had with Jews and Judaism was that Jews insisted on recognizing the godliness in Torah, and serving God, learning God's Torah, that it's God's wisdom. Not that Torah is wisdom in general that sharpens the mind.
So they didn't mind wisdom, they mind the idea
that when we learn it as the Eibishter's Chachman, that it's God's wisdom. And similarly, even with mitzvahs, they had no laws, the ones that have no reason, no understandable, perceptible reason in our human intellect. So the Greeks were fighting particularly or mainly against this idea. This idea that the Jew performs the chukim, those types of mitzvahs, the ones that are irrational. So on that, let's look at note 31. We'll know that in Rambam, I don't know if it's today's Rambam or tomorrow's Rambam, we're going to get to a little introduction on Chanukah. And the Rambam talks there he starts talking about Chanukah, and he talks about the fact that what went on. He gives a little more background than what we read in the Gemara about the decrees and about the persecution and about the stealing and the different things that were going on with the Greeks, how they were making the Jewish lives miserable. Also, we know that the mitzvahs that the Greeks outlawed were not only chukim, but they outlawed edus as well. No rational reason to keep Shabbos or to come up with a concept of keeping Shabbos, but it's rational in the fact that Shabbos is a mitzvah that testifies to something. It's a testament. That is rational. So Sha'amru kisvu lachem chulu she'en lachem chelek be'elokei Yisrael. That we know what the Chazal say. The Medrash says that the Greeks told instructed the Jews to write that they don't have a part in Elokei Yisrael, in the God of Israel. In other words, the problem wasn't Israel per se; it wasn't the Jewish people as a people. The problem was with the God of Israel. There's no contradiction to this with what the Rambam says in the beginning of the laws of Chanukah. Right? The Rambam says that they outlawed the B'lashon Rambam, and the way the Rambam says it, the way the Rambam words it, bitlu dasam. The first they banned their faith. The simple reading of Rambam is bitlu dasam that they outlawed the religion by not allowing them to learn Torah and do mitzvahs. But it's not. If you read the words, translate them one at a time. Bitlu dasam, they sought to ban their faith, which is what? An allusion to the idea of chukim, the idea of the irrational.